Hi everyone, I'm Riccardo and I help world's best brands improve their consumer experience. In the previous videos, which are also in the description, we have learned what customer feedback really is and why it is so important for your business. In this video, we will learn how to analyze such a precious source of information and extract insights that may dramatically improve your performance in the market. As previously discussed, the term consumer feedback refers to the information that comes directly from customers and is about the satisfaction or dissatisfaction that they experience regarding a certain product or service. The other video explained the importance and the role that consumer feedback plays in business decision making. In this video, I would like to explain the value behind voluntarily generated consumer feedback. Voluntarily generated consumer feedback is all the information about a product, service, brand, or company that users express without any sort of inducement used by traditional market research. In this kind of data, there are no posters or interviewers asking for questions. Consumers usually express whatever they want. There are two main kinds of consumer-generated feedback: direct and indirect. Direct consumer feedback refers to all the interaction that customers directly initiate with a brand. For this purpose, consumers use channels that the company has priorly predetermined for this purpose. These channels can be seen as an extension of the old-fashioned complaints and suggestion box. Examples of such channels are hotlines, customer support lines, or customer service emails. The advantage of these channels is that the information is private for the company, where managers can decide how to react to every single case. Another very important channel for direct feedback from consumers is social media. This is especially important because this kind of consumer feedback is out there for the world to see. This information's potentials for becoming viral is a double-edged sword. It all depends on the feedback being positive or negative and how it is managed by the brand. Consumers engage in this type of interaction for a reason. They want an answer from the company. Whether it's a question, a complaint, or a compliment, consumers expect their inquiries and comments to be acknowledged and solved by the brand. Now, let's talk about indirect consumer feedback. Indirect feedback is everything that consumers express about a product, service, a brand, as a means of self-expression. These users do not address their feedback directly to the company or the channels that has been set for this purpose. They just publish their opinions on a certain medium. Indirect consumer feedback is mostly expressed through online product reviews, which can, for example, be published in a wide array of channels such as blogs, forums, or directly on online retailers, Amazon. Consumers benefit from reading other user reviews, and they use it as a source of information for details that usually companies are not able or don't want to reveal. Consumers trust reviews and they use them to predict their satisfaction or dissatisfaction with a brand. Furthermore, users also feel empowered when they share their personal favorable experiences with their peers, or when instead they vent about their dissatisfaction regarding a certain product or brand. Let's get a bit more specific and let's have a look at call center, for example. What can be learned from call center data? This type of consumer feedback contains important information about the product, service, and the brand. Customer service departments should keep an eye on the type of feedback that they are receiving, because this would help them detect certain patterns. Important things to analyze from call center data are complaints and questions, for sure. Let's talk about complaints. Complaints are a very common reason for consumers to get in touch with brands. They want to report a defective item or a product malfunction, or simply they do not think that some advertising claim is being fulfilled. Consequently, they expect some sort of solution or compensation by the company. Complaints could simply be the evidence of a flaw in the production or quality. However, if some kind of complaints are recurrent, this could help diagnose a more serious problem within the organization. What about questions instead? Some consumers do not feel that they have enough information about the product and about its use. Or another reason could be that they have concerns, for example, related to safety. Questions and comments are not solely related to the product or the service. It might concern a peripheral element of the brand, such as loyalty program or promotional activities. And if certain inquiries are too common, this could indicate that the instruction manual or other communication materials are not clear enough for customers, as an example. The company may feel the need to reevaluate this aspect, but in order to take an action, it's really important to understand where the issue really is. Changing topic, what I personally like the most are online reviews. This type of consumer feedback has all kinds of relevant information, such as likes and dislikes. Consumers tend to express eagerly whether a product or its features meet their expectations or not. Some of them describe in detail the reason why they're happy or not with it. Some comments are related to the product as a whole, while other comments refer specifically to certain features. It is important to clearly identify the elements that are really impacting the reviewer's perceptions. Purchase drivers. Some reviews can show the rational or emotional motivations for making a purchase. Some purchase triggers may be perfectly aligned with what the brand intended. However, companies can learn more about specific motives that customers have in mind when considering a purchase. Additionally, reviewers that explore several brands tend to explain the reasoning behind their final choice. Decision makers can find insights to prove the touch points where the brand can draw customers' attention. Brand engagement. Many reviews also contain insights regarding customers' relationship with the brand. They frequently include comments that indicate whether the reviewed product is the first purchase that they make from the brand. Moreover, some consumers also write about their previous experiences with similar products from other brands. So it is especially interesting to find out why they switch from one brand to another and to look for an indication as to whether they plan to stay with the current brand or not. Consumption habits. Reviews also contain insights about different stages of the product use. It is interesting for marketeers to validate if consumers are using the products in the way they were intended to. And also they can get a deeper look into their elements to ensure customer retention and to do up and cross-selling. An adequate analysis of online product reviews can lead to identifying and better understanding important milestones of the consumer journey. This information can even reveal potential opportunities for market growth. Overall rating. Overall rating refers to the possibility of assigning a grade to the product. It is a snapshot of the overall satisfaction that customers have regarding a specific product or service, and the availability of this indicator is linked to the platform where the reviews are written. So for it to be useful, it is essential that all reviewers use the same measurement scale. It is very common to use a 5-star scale to measure the overall rating. The number of stars is directly proportional to the satisfaction that the user experienced with a given product. However, as valuable as this rating is, it's also important to further explore the qualitative arguments that customers express, and not just the number. So, what to do with this information? Insights can be applied during different stages. Let's not forget that the following stages should be considered as an ongoing cycle and not as a static, linear process. Product performance should be measured continuously in order to identify areas of opportunity, improvement, and apply the right corrective strategies. Product development and design, both conceptually, where marketers and creative teams are involved, as well as technically, where engineers and designers are working together. Later on, decision makers use consumer feedback to improve features or redesign products. Marketing communications. Marketing communications managers can develop or improve elements of the brand's narrative in their communications efforts. Consumer feedback can help them find better words and tone and style of copywriting. Product and brand management. With more information, decision makers can better understand the reasons behind the performance of their products and the brand in order to adapt their strategies accordingly. The bottom line is that it is essential to leverage consumer feedback to the company's advantage. It would be a shame to remain passive when you get clear information about the areas of improvement for the company. The final goal is to make sure that the company offers their target the best possible consumption experience. There is a world of insights out there. Just go out and get it. I hope you liked this video. If so, like it, subscribe to my channel, and we see each other in the next days. Ciao!